some bots just don't know how to give up. This leads them to surviving the weirdest and strangest of things. Such as today's subject, Reverse Convoy, who survived being possessed by Megatron himself. The planet Combatron, colloquially known on Cybertron as Planet Viacon due to the militaristic nature of its inhabitants, had been facing a bit of an energy crisis for some time now, even with support from the now thriving Cybertronian homeworld. However, this crisis would be put to a stop when a young bot named Upend presented his research notes on black holes and how to harness their energy for themselves, based on research of Megatron's antimatter ability. This research ultimately proved revolutionary as Combatron developed black hole generators to produce nucleon not only for Combatron itself, but for the homeworld of Cybertron. This would lead to Upend rising through the ranks on planet Combatron until he was eventually named the leader of the planet and granted its energon matrix, becoming Inverse Prime, but better known as Reverse Convoy. Reverse Convoy is perhaps more well known for the role he played in the Robot Master conflict, in which a time-traveling bodily displaced Megatron possessed him. While possessed as Rebirth Megatron, Reverse fought against the original Optimus Prime and Optimus Primal many an occasion, alongside the Beast-era Megatron. Eventually, the Matrix of Leadership was used to purge the spirit from Reverse Convoy's body, and he was repaired using a weaponizer body frame. Now let's get into his stats. Robot Masters used an entirely different set of tech specs from the usual setup, and Reverse Convoy suffers from something I call propaganda syndrome, where several of his stats are falsified solely on the grounds of his rank as a convoy. So I'm throwing those out altogether. For his strength stat, I put Reverse Convoy at a 10. He's massively strong due to his tank body, and his synthetic musculature is further augmented by his internal black hole generator. For intelligence, he's also a 10. He's a brilliant scientist who not only managed to figure out how to harness the gravitational pull of black holes as energy, but also designed his own reformat into a weaponizer. Speed-wise, I put Reverse Convoy at only a 6. He's surprisingly agile for a tank, but he's still a tank. Endurance-wise, I also said he's a 10. He's built to last, and his spark managed to survive being overwritten by Megatron. Rank-wise, being the leader of Planet Combatron, he's second only to the Autobot Supreme Commander. Courage-wise, I put him at an 8. He's courageous to a fault. For his firepower, yeah, I'll admit, it's another 10. Reverse Convoy had firepower roughly equivalent to Megatron's second generation form. Skill-wise, I put Reverse Convoy at a 7. While skilled and intelligent, he's nowhere near perfect, and a slight oversight in his black hole network allowed Megatron to wrest control of his body. And that's all the notes I have on Reverse Convoy. Hopefully in his new weaponizer body, he can prove to once more be an asset to the Autobot cause. And today's Tumblr Spotlight question comes from an anonymous user who asked, I am curious why Optimus Prime didn't use High Tide's Megabot on the Decepticons. Or is it not designed for war? Which is a weird way to word the question, but he's asking why the rescue bot High Tide wasn't used against the Decepticons. Obviously, we all know the real answer is because no communication or real continuity between any of the aligned continuity projects. But the left hand just never knew what the right hand was doing. But for an in-universe explanation, I said that bots with load-bearing sparks like High Tide are a rarity, And since he's a high-priority resource for potential evacuation and emergency scenarios, Prime wouldn't have wanted to risk that resource by sending him into a war zone. And, well, with that, if you liked the video, leave a like. If you want to see more stuff like it, go ahead and subscribe, and don't forget to push the bell. This has been Teletran4, aka TIV, signing out.